So I went home for Thanksgiving, and my grandfather, he kind of leans over to me and was like, "Oh, take anything home with you? Your grandmother and I just restocked the store." Now, no, my grandparents don't own a store. It's the nickname we have for this old bedroom in their house where they keep all this free stuff they get for being like rewards or loyalty members at casinos. I'm talking like bedspreads, small kitchen appliances, Roombas, pots, pans, luggage, overnight bags, all that. Of course, most of this is just cheap knockoff shit, not super high quality, but for a guy living away from home for the first time, you bet your ass I'm taking a free casserole dish with insulated carrying case. Alright? Anyway, he had something new this time around that he wanted me to take a look at. The Journeyman Classic Games built-in retro game station. One look at this, and I knew this was going to be some fire content. Long story short, it took me a few months before I got around to hooking up this thing up for the first time, and boy, did I strike gold. The opening screen advertises the main draw. 620 in 1. Starting with the first 8. Super Mario 2, Contra 24 in 1, Crash, Chip Dale 1, Hot Blood Wrestle, Turtle 1, Super Mario Bros., and Tank A 1990. And yeah, the whole screen is decorated with pixel art of the Angry Birds. So imagine my shock when I'm scrolling through this trying to decide what I should try first, when my eyes alight upon number 25. Angry Bird. Now, this is not what you might be expecting, a strange Angry Birds clone recreated on a pseudo-NES. No, that's Angry Bird 3, actually. No, Angry Bird actually takes you to the title screen for Anger Bird, which is a puzzle platformer where you, as the red bird from Angry Birds, save other, presumably pink birds, from pigs, and also these strange spinning helmet things. You got 3 moves. You got your jump, you got your whack, and your set your bomb up. So the plan was, beat the game, make a video out of it. Small issue with that. 2, actually. 1, this is not exactly the most powerful and easy to use setup in the world. This is a USB controller, and only 1 out of the 2 that came in the box actually works. Secondly, I don't actually enjoy puzzle games or platformers. If I was to make like a ranking of game genres, in my opinion, puzzle games and platformers would both score somewhere around the bottom, right next to dating games aimed at people attracted to men, and those arcade racing cabinets. Can't stand those. But to be honest, it started out pretty strong. On level 1, I found the button to reset the level, because you can immediately softlock yourself multiple times if you're really stupid, like me. But then I switched controllers because that had to have been the issue, and the jumping problem was solved, obviously. But level 1 is just jumping up this spaced out staircase of blocks, easy enough. Level 2 introduces these pushable boxes, again, climbing up, easy. Level 3 introduces the normal pig and the really fast pig, as well as that 1 pound thing from Mario, which never really shows up again. Level 4 introduces bombs. Level 5 seems to be the start of World 2 and teaches us pushing blocks off of cliffs. Level 6 introduces what I think are wizard-like shaman pigs, and blocks that drop when you stand on them for too long. Level 7 doesn't really introduce anything new, but it might be a good time to mention the life system. You see, every time you pass a stage, you get another life. This can really start to add up if you get on a good streak, giving you lots of chances to pass difficult levels without ending your run. And honestly, the game continues on like this for quite some time, not really introducing much more beyond that. Other than blocks that are affected by gravity, these spring pads, and some of these strange helmet-looking things. But it takes some time until on level 19, it happens. I run out of lives. Now, upon running out of lives, you're given 2 options in the game over screen. Continue or password. Choosing password gives you this 6-digit long alphanumeric code and freezes the game, forcing you to reset the entire console to do anything else. You can then go back to the title screen of Angry Bird and choose to enter this password into the continue screen. Doing this, or hitting the continue button instead of the password button, will essentially do the same thing. Bring you back to the beginning of this world, and start you over from there with 3 lives. In this scenario, it brings us back to stage 17, where this underwater world seems to begin. Don't worry, it's purely visual. There are 0 water mechanics in these levels. But you'll notice I said earlier that beating the game was the plan. You see, on stage 44, I'm stuck. And I've been stuck before on different levels. It's usually just been I needed some time to think about it, let it rest, get away from the game, go do something else for a little bit, and just recharge. But this time it was different. I couldn't figure it out. I sat there for 3 days, struggling over this stupid one-level puzzle. So I sat down, and I decided I was going to write out this video, and ask for some help from you, the viewer. But I got distracted while writing this script, and I really wanted to see if I could find anything on this at all, anywhere online. Let me tell you, this rabbit hole goes a little deep, so strap in. The first thing I found was this short, posted by a channel called Tweety5 Stuff, which led me to this video, Angry Bird 2 New Levels by Googie Tunes Gameplay, pointing me in the direction of a guy named Googie Tunes. Now it seems that Googie Tunes is a ROM hacker who released a ROM hack of an NES game called moai-kun, this ROM hack being called Angry Birds. Now in the README file for this ROM hack, Googie says, I saw this on YouTube as Angry Birds 2. Someone on there goes by the name of Maxow88, dump the ROM. Attempting to find that video led me to Angry Birds 2 moai-kun hack from a channel called Mr. Luigi 5577. The description for this video reads as follows. This is the remake of an old gameplay from this, but previous video was removed for false claiming reasons. This is a hack of moai-kun by Konami where you play as an Angry Bird from Angry Birds. Smartphone, iOS, and Flash games instead moai, with their enemies bad pigs and first level is removed, but gameplay is now twice longer. Also included a MediaFire download link. By this point, it was 12:30 in the morning, and I needed to wake up in 6.5 hours to get back on the actual money-making grind. But I really needed to know. However, it soon became apparent that sleep would be necessary to understand what was going on here, because I failed to make 2 different emulators work in the span of about 15 minutes, so I clearly needed the brain recharge.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Yeah, okay, it was pretty clear I needed the rest because this emulator worked first try this morning, and wouldn't you know it, this is basically the same thing. I say basically because there are some key differences. The title screen now says Angry Birds instead of Anger Bird. It's a little easier to look at. The resolution's different, and the game starts at level 2. But it's functionally the same as the game on the console. The passwords I got from Angry Bird even work on Angry Birds. So I had to make the next step and track down an online version of moai-kun, the game that this was supposed to be a ROM hack of. And wouldn't you know it, it's identical. Same music, same level design, a hell of a lot easier to look at. The passwords even worked the same, telling me that the password system wasn't changed at all. But this told me one thing, and one thing only. I could now just look up a solution to stage 44, and get back to beating the game. So I did that, and I played all 56 levels, and beat the game. So I guess the only question I have left is, how the hell did this end up on a shitty emulator console? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, it would mean a lot to me if you could drop a like and a subscribe. I'll be posting the edited gameplay soon, just one solution to every level instead of the hours of me fumbling through it. And feel free to drop on in if you ever see me streaming soon, as I'll be starting this up in the next few days here. More details will be available as they come out on my community channel. So feel free to check there if you're looking for more information. Alright, until the next time I see you, have a good one.